Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei. So last episode we explored all of Ueno that we pretty much need to. Just pulled up the map there, and this is technically from a save where I died and then restarted, so not everything is filled in on the map that we explored last episode. And I'm not even really gonna bother going back and exploring what I need to explore just because it's not really worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead now, and we're gonna head south. First we're gonna run into some wyverns. Try and recruit one of these things, cause why not? Yeah, that didn't work out too well, so we're just gonna kill these things. Because we can. I did reference last episode that I think we could be doing a little bit better in terms of, you know, demon recruitment and stuff like that, so I'm gonna work to better that a little bit this episode, and actually, right now it kind of sucks because we can only get lawful and neutral aligned demons to really join us, but we'll balance out our alignment by the end of this episode. That's actually the first thing we're going to be doing, so gonna make our way through another one of these red shrine areas. Keep heading south. And it's our old pal Cerberus. So if you do remember all those episodes ago, right at the start of this Let's Play, we went with the path where we didn't fuse away Pascal into a demon to create Cerberus. So if you don't do that, then what you just saw happens. However, if you did fuse Pascal into Cerberus, then during that scene, Cerberus will actually join you, which is kind of nice, but to be honest, he's not really the best demon you can really get at this point. He's okay, but you can do better, so really nothing lost. I honestly think it's better to just not fuse away Pascal and just get a good party at the beginning, because it's probably more important than having Cerberus at this point in the game, to be honest. And here's our friend, in quotation marks again. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't even hold Rie's hand. I'm fairly certain if you go into this event and you are neutral aligned, you actually get some different dialogue here, but that's pretty hard to do considering the fact that right before this in the story you have to do the Yama alignment decision, which will swing you towards law or chaos very heavily. But I do believe that I did manage to get here one time as a neutral character, and I think his little speech here was different. I don't think he's as damning, but he definitely isn't really your friend still, if I recall. And I am also fairly certain he doesn't do that if you're neutral. Yeah, same, especially that she comes into the game around, like, the 3/4 mark. That's never a good sign. Usually means that a character is up to no good. Gonna summon some demons here just to pad out my party. I actually did die here off screen a few times, and I just didn't include it in the recording because I figured I might as well just reboot my save and then try again because it was just stupid stuff. I think I referenced last episode we ran into a group of succubi, and I think I might have said that they can charm you. Yeah, they can do that. They can also bind you and shock you, and well, actually, I don't believe they can bind you, but they can shock you and just they can be dangerous because they're so damn fast, and they will probably go before most of your demons, and it's just not fun. There are other demons in this dungeon that can bind you, though, which is rough. Tokyo Destiny Land is actually a bit of a rougher dungeon than I remember it being, just because a lot of enemies here have some really obnoxious status effects. And Kazuya is charmed, so we're going to try and just defend, because we don't want him Hino Kagetsuchi eating anyone in the party. So this little area that I'm going through now is part of a mini game that the fan base calls just the the Tokyo Destiny Land alignment mini game. And actually, you can go here and you can dramatically change your alignment twice. There are 4 different pathways, and depending on which path you go down, you can either get a slight alignment boost or a major alignment boost to Law or Chaos. I'm going to be going down the 2 Chaos alignment boosts just so I can get back on the neutral track, but if for whatever reason you are playing this game and you're at this point and you're in alignment you don't want to be, you can use this to heavily go towards the one that you would like to. And these things just refuse to die. Quite the pain in the ass, if you ask me. And I never actually knew that, but you cannot summon demons in this minigame, which kinda sucks, but oh well. Gonna heal up real quick. Probably should have cut this out, but oh well. Here's another new demon, just a giant, nothing too fancy. Here's another battle with them. You can actually recruit these guys, and I think they make for, like, okay tanks. I haven't really used them all that extensively, but yeah, you can definitely get one on your party. I feel bad for the person that stumbled into this minigame, like, with no knowledge of what it did, or what it really was. Because you just can't control that then, like, you're just stuck getting an alignment boost that you might not want. And for those of you wondering what the order is of the, what path leads to what alignment. I believe it goes Chaos Law, and the only thing I know for sure is that the leftmost Chaos is the minor alignment boost, and the one that's like the third one, or the second one down, the right middle one, I guess, is the major alignment boost, which I'm going to show off now, actually. And if you saw, even though I got the minor alignment boost, I went outside and I was still lawful aligned, so once again, just going to go back here and get the major alignment boost towards Chaos, and hopefully that'll bring us back on track. It should. I don't know why I'm talking like I don't know the outcome of this already, but I guess it makes it more suspenseful for you guys, so fuck it, whatever. So yeah, these succubi I was talking about earlier, these things don't fuck around. These are probably the most dangerous enemies you can encounter in this dungeon. Probably one of the most annoying enemies in the game. At least this playthrough, I've died to succubi more than I've died to any other different thing you can die to, I guess. So, yeah, pretty dangerous. They can just fuck up your day because they're so damn fast. That's really it. Like, they have a lot of HP, I guess, for this point in the game. At least for magical-based demons, and they're really fast. Those are the two things that make them just major pain in the asses. I guess the proper plural of that would be pains in the ass, but I kind of like pain in the asses better. So yeah, part of my game plan here is just honestly shocking them, not because it does that much damage, but just because I don't want them moving. As little actions as they take as possible, the safer that the party's gonna be, obviously. And sure enough, this fucking thing keeps setting my party members to sleep, which is terrible. Yuka got a level up though, so it was worth it. Still gonna try and raise that vitality up just a little bit. Manticores. Now these things are annoying. Didn't really see much of them there. Manticores can bind you, and that is the other obnoxious part of this dungeon. So we're gonna fight Gur. All I can think of right now is Invader Zim, sadly, but yeah, this fight is not really too bad. It's kind of almost seems like it'd be an optional boss, but it really isn't. Gur is just a just your average demon pretty much, yeah, and he goes down fairly quickly. Don't really get that much experience from the fight either. So we're gonna try and summon a Chaos Line Demon real quick, see if that works for us. And it does, so we are now for sure neutral aligned. I'm not even gonna bother check to see if we're not even gonna bother checking to see if we're Chaos aligned, because I don't think there's any alignment boost in this game that will completely jump you from one extreme to the other. You always go through neutral, at least for a little bit. Gonna try and recruit a succubi here just because I would like to have one in my inventory just so I can talk my way out of any sort of battles I want to with the succubi encounters in this dungeon, just because I don't want to deal with them, to be honest. Went up and healed, saved, and whatnot. What I really should have done is have gone to Ginza to trade in that memory board to gain more comp space, but I'll do that next episode. So this area of the dungeon is kind of like the actual main dungeon part. It's kind of a teleportation maze, but really it's more of like a teleportation corridor, and then it kind of branches off sometimes. Most of the branches are dead ends that do lead to some treasure, but in Tokyo Disneyland, the treasure's kind of weird in that every chest in this area, other than some stuff on the first floor, is actually just going to give you a luck incense, and there are certain trap tiles that will test how much luck your main character has. So you're going to want to give all of these luck incenses just to him. If you recall, there was an earlier point sometime in the LP where I said to avoid giving your main character too much luck, and pretty much this is why, just because you don't really need to, because by the time you're done with this dungeon, he's going to have more than enough luck that he needs to get through the game. So yeah, just going to ignore these stupid little trap tiles. I actually, I believe we succeed in all of the different luck tests that they provide, but yeah, there's really not too much to this dungeon to worry about other than a few obnoxious enemy encounters. I would say we're getting to a point where this game starts to pick up the difficulty a little bit. This is kind of right before the end game, I'd say. We only got so much further to go. Like, we have like some kind of tiny dungeons. Yeah, kind of some tiny dungeons to go through, and then like one big final fuck off dungeon that's a major pain in the ass, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I do like how they change up the color scheme of all the different floors here. That's just a nice touch altogether. Here's a Cyclops encounter. These things aren't really too bad, to be honest. So, I guess while I just continue exploring here, got some time to kill. Yeah, I just played the Final Fantasy 15 premium demo that they came out with. While I do think that demo was better than the last one that they came out with, still not really feeling that game, to be honest. I just, I don't know, not a big fan so far of what I've been seeing and experiencing in terms of the two demos. I kind of, I don't know, I'm also not really that big of a fan of them announcing this whole gigantic shared universe of materials before the game is even out yet, but I guess that's becoming more and more commonplace. I think it's just a little ridiculous that they're, fleshing out the universe this much while we still haven't really gotten our hands on the full game yet, which I don't know, that just kind of rubs me the wrong way personally. I don't think Final Fantasy 15 is going to be like a terrible game. I just think that everything about it so far, to me, has been painfully average, and I don't know, I kind of hold Final Fantasy up to a higher standard, but I guess maybe I probably shouldn't nowadays, given recent entries in the series not always being the best. Yeah, like, I don't know, it just felt really stiff to me. That's a thing with both of the demos that I've noticed, is just, I feel like movement, both out of combat and inside combat, just feels really stiff and awkward and kind of clunky. And in this recent demo, they added some like magical stuff that you can mess around with, and you kind of like ready the spell. You can just tap the spell button to kind of just chuck it into a general direction, but if you want to like actually aim the spell, it kind of goes into this like area of effect targeting mode thing that just feels really not great to use. And the only way that I even noticed that you could cancel out of a spell cast when you are in that targeting mode is by jumping, which just, I don't know, stuff like that always bothers me, especially for, in this case, you only have a limited amount of spell casts before you lose that spell until, like, you rest up or restore MP or something like that. And I don't know, I kind of wish they had a dedicated, like, sheath button for your spell. I'm curious to see how Final Fantasy 15 does. Who knows? It might be one of the best games ever, and I could be completely wrong, but like I said, just everything about that game, man, just feels really, really average, and kind of makes me sad, but oh well. Got another level for Yuka here. As you can see, our spell list for Yuka is near full at this point. I think we only have like 3 more spells to learn or so. And you might be saying that it seems a little much, actually, but by the end of this game you're leveling up like crazy, because the final dungeon is full of bosses that will just give you a shit ton of experience points, and you'll probably level up multiple times in just a single boss fight, which is hilarious, but oh well. Just gonna pop all my luck incenses real quick and continue on the road. Now I think this is the one section where... Actually, no, this part doesn't branch off yet. It's one part on the second or third floor, actually, where they actually do branch the path, and you can end up all the way back to where you started, which kind of sucks, but if you follow the path I follow, then you're more than fine. I think if you do go down the opposite path, there is like some form of treasure or something, but I don't actually think it's worth it, or at least I didn't think it was worth it at the time of recording with the map in front of me. Yep, I used a map for this part, sue me. That awkward pause is me reading the map. Guilty as charged. And just keep popping those luck incenses. We've probably gained a lot at this point. Yep, we are at 20. Which is a lot more than we had before. Gonna go ahead and get ourselves into another demon summoner fight. Unfortunately, this one does not drop another memory board, but we get a different reward that we'll see later on after I kick this guy's ass. So yeah, nothing too fancy with this. I guess you could call this a mini boss. Just keep doing crowd control-y stuff, and my battle strategy is pretty much amounting to do the thing, but if you're this far into the LP, you should know what you should and shouldn't be doing in these fights. They're really more annoying, if anything, just because you need to take out so many demons, but like I'm doing here, if you can deal enough damage, it really ain't too bad. You can get 3 demons out with 1 sword attack. Just gonna auto this one out. So these things are actually pretty annoying. They will bind you, and since Kazuya is my main... it's kind of my main damage dealer, that was more of a pain in the ass than I thought it would be. I don't know, actually, if I thought about it, but I probably could have used Maypatra. Actually, I did use Maypatra, so yeah, never mind. I was smarter than I thought I was. Sorry if you hear the giant downpour going on outside right now. It is raining pretty heavily. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that upset about it just because I like falling asleep to the rain, and it's actually about 1 in the morning right now, so that's probably what I'll do right after this is done rendering. And, yeah. I'd rather have heavy rain than heavy snow. Actually, I wouldn't have heavy rain over heavy snow because, man, fuck David Cage. But God, that Detroit game just looks so bad. David Cage is a funny man. If you have never looked into his games, you should, just because they're complete tragedies of video game writing, and he thinks he's just so smart. It's pretty incredible, actually, just how bad those scripts are and how unaware he is. It's almost as if David Cage is the Zack Snyder of video games, but you didn't hear that from me. And actually, to be fair, David Cage doesn't fucking love slow motion for no reason other than it's slow motion. You know, that's actually a complaint about movies and like TV shows that never really bothered me when I was younger, but the older I got, the more I kind of realized that, yeah, slow motion is just fucking annoying when used wrong. And then here's the last enemy encounter. This one I think is probably theoretically the hardest, but I don't know, I had better luck with this than I did the worm and the wyvern. So what I'm going to do here actually is try and get rid of those manticores just before they can bind anyone, because that's never fun. I say as I focus most of my attacks on the Rakshasas. I can never pronounce that. Rakshasas. The problem in this game is if you don't hit the auto battle button, you have to go through all these stupid text boxes telling you every single thing what's going on. But then if you do hit the auto button, then you're just fucked in combat for anything that isn't just a random encounter. And even sometimes in random encounters, if you rely on auto, you will die, as you guys have seen throughout this LP. But yeah, that's a thing that thankfully modern RPGs really never have to deal with. Just kind of shows you everything that's happened, damage and all. And that's all 4 of the manticores out of the way. Now we just gotta focus on the Rakshasas. It's always the H in there that I forget. That's my problem. Just gonna auto it out. And that did not do the trick, but oh well. It's the thought that counts. There we go. That'll do it. There we go. So we're gonna get Zhao-Chuten? Or Zhao-Kuten? I'm gonna say Zhao-Chuten, even though that's probably wrong. Who is a really damn good demon. If you're not neutral aligned, if you're chaos or law aligned, you will get a different demon from that guy's comp. If I recall, all of them are pretty useful in their own right, just for different things. Zhao-Chuten, though, I'm going to be using mostly as a tank and also as a buffer, because he has a pretty damn good buff capability, if I recall. I think it might actually just be Terrakaja, which I'm fine with, because, hey, that helps my Hinakagetsuchi do even more damage and be even more broken, so that's always fun. Yep, there we go, you can see Terrakaja and Tsukukaja. And Mazionga, but that's not really his main area of expertise. And this is the last hallway that we're gonna be into. I decided to try and get everyone unbound except for my little watcher buddy there. You just wanted to show off the succubi or succubus's stats page before we got into this obvious boss room. And oh my god, it's a floating head. So yeah, I don't really know why for this one they decided to go for this weird sort of portrait floating head thing, but they did, and it looks really weird. I feel like part of the implication is that she's supposed to be, like, massive, but I don't know, that just seems like a really weird choice. So this is quite the long cutscene here, but I do like this scene a lot just because this kind of gives you the full picture, at least part of the full picture, just from a very, very critical perspective, about what the Messiah Church has really been up to this whole time, and it's pretty horrifying, to be quite honest. Yeah, they're not very good people. Don't know what else to say about that. I do actually, I do want to say I really appreciate what this game does. It's something that I think is kind of like a traditional element of folklore or mythology that, I don't know, like there's kind of this idea throughout this game that God and Lucifer are both, they can't really directly intervene with humanity, but they can kind of poke and prod and influence, and that's kind of how they get the things they want done, is they kind of manipulate and use other people to do what they can do, and in this game at least they kind of just, they kind of say that there's outside influences protecting Tokyo and kind of keeping it from having either of those two entities just directly intervene, but I don't know, that's kind of always been an element of various mythologies and religions to explain why gods aren't just walking around left and right, that I always find interesting, because it's a really good excuse in stories to get your main characters to have some sort of divine influence, but also not be gods, or not directly be communicating with gods on a regular basis, at least. It's good stuff. And in general here, you just get a lot of fun lore surrounding Yahweh and his place in the greater SMT cosmology. Which I'm not going to spoil, but SMT4 Final, which is, as of this video, out in Japan, but not out in America yet. Apparently there's a lot of fun, greater lore details that get shown off there too, that I've been spoiled on, but I don't want to spoil for you guys, so really looking forward to that and the discussions those trigger. So we did not fully explore Shinagawa, if you recall. We went as far as the second floor, but we never went beyond that, so that's actually where we're going to head next. This is one of those situations where you, it's basically another Thorman Goto situation, where you're gonna go speak with one of the representatives of the alignment, and then they're gonna go tell you to do the thing. And if you want to stay neutral, you actually just end up killing both of them, which is what we're going to do. And like I said, this is, as far as I am aware, the last nail in the coffin as far as what alignment you're going to get for the rest of the game is. This is the last major alignment decision. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to deal with that in the next episode. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.